Hi, and welcome to Eden Rising. I'm really glad that you're here today. What you're about to receive has been brought through with love and the intention that it'll find you when you need it. This is brought through to assist you in your healing journey and to serve you in pursuit of your highest good. Before I get into today's reading, I'd like to invite you to open and prepare your energetic field to receive today's message. If you feel called to join me, please begin by coming fully into your body. I would like you to feel the weight of your body, the surface beneath you, your feet on the ground. Let your hands rest open on your lap, palms facing up if that feels comfortable. And take one slow breath in through your nose and a long exhale through your mouth. Now let's expand your energetic field with 3 conscious breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose for 4 counts, hold for 2, and then out of the mouth for 6. With each breath, I'd like you to feel your field softening and opening to receive. So let's take one deep breath in, hold, and out. And again. And one more time. Now, please close your eyes gently if you haven't already done so, and let your breath settle into its natural rhythm. Imagine a pure, glowing light beginning in your heart space and growing until it envelopes your whole body. This light begins to take the shape of 2 luminous, 3-dimensional pyramids. The pyramids are joined at their base to form a diamond. One point of the shape rests above your crown, one rests below you, pointing down to the earth. Where the pyramids meet in the middle, 4 more points fan outward. In front of you, behind you, to your left, and to your right. You are held comfortably at the center. The diamond begins to glow, warm gold, soft silver, and slowly the shape begins to spin gently around you. As it spins, it clears your space, seals it, and holds you completely safe within. At this time, I invite you to call in the Deva we'll be working with today and offer your consent to receive what comes through in today's message. Please remember you're sovereign, and you may withdraw your consent at any time by simply stating, I release myself from this space. I return to myself exactly as I am. If you feel called to do so, please repeat after me, aloud or silently. I call in my highest guides and guardians to hold and protect my space as I receive this transmission. I call in the Master Crystal Deva, Taramael, whose consciousness and healing energy is woven through these cards and this message. I invite in only that which is for my highest good, only the energy, healing, and messages my soul is ready to receive. May this space be held in love, in truth, and in light. I am open, I am receptive, and I trust the wisdom that comes. So it is. Your field is open, your space sanctified. The octahedron of light holds you as you receive. Let's settle in and trust what arises as we move through today's message. Okay, so I've already tuned in and I've already pulled the cards for today's reading. So let's just get right into it. The Deva that came forward today from the Liquid Crystal Oracle is Taramael, the Master Crystal Deva of Obsidian, whose gift is true self-reflection. And here's the card from the Oracle deck, the Liquid Crystal Oracle. I'd like you to draw your attention to the symbol there in the middle. And as I read from the guidebook, I'd encourage you to draw the symbol here, to keep on a piece of paper, maybe somewhere in your space, somewhere where you can reference it if you feel called to do so. Okay. So today we have Obsidian, true self-reflection. The master crystal Deva is Taramael. Welcome, child of light. I'm blessed in your presence. Long ago we embraced, you and I. We're old friends. I am the embrace of Bast, breath of Set, and path of the Jackal, the pathway through the shadow self, doorway to the physical worlds and their mastery. I allow polarities to be known and carry the freedom found in dedication to self as spirit eternal. Will you walk the inner path of the Jackal? Let us ignite the stargates hidden deep in your heart and be blinded no more by the stars above, for fear you will not see the infinite glory that holds them. Evolve with me now. Call the 3 stars from the heavens above, and let them rest in your eyes. In blinding blue light, let them expand to 13 and come to rest at home in infinite embrace with ancient moons. In a single call of power, unite them now at the heart and explode self into the velvet black light of all that is, the point of universal birth. We will journey now to the self-perceived darkest corridors. Excuse me. Darkest corridors, and by the light of my being, the reflection of truth within you will be obvious. Beware, I am direct in my action. If you dare walk my path, embrace self, and transmute all by my earthly flame of truth to love, you may never choose to return to your old life of unrest. In acceptance of my gifts, in the definition of the shadow's embrace, you now see and feel me in reality, for there is nothing to fear in the limitless light I represent. In the reality of Spirit's unity, we are nurturing and eternally loyal to divine purpose. Let us rewrite the path of light so humanity will hide in the shadows no more and journey proudly in the stars within and finally above to glory. Your healing journey today. If Obsidian has come to you today, it's time to be truthful about self and your actions in the world. The presence of Obsidian lets you know it's time to take action now. There is something that you're unable or unwilling to see that is interfering in your life's progress. Consciously or unconsciously, this untruth has led you to a space of inaction. If such things are allowed to exist, over time they only lead to pain and suffering. If there is truth in the self, there will be love for the self. If there is love for the self, there will be harmony and balance in the self. Once this exists, peace will live in you and spill into your world in a blinding light of unconditional love. Obsidian also often presents as a protective force when needed to deliver the truth behind illness. An exercise we may do to facilitate the purification of the shadow self, which may seem silly but is very effective, is to stand where you can see your shadow, and from the understanding that water is unconditional liquid light, wash it. This is not an exercise for the living room, and it's most effective on the beach with a bucket of salt water, but the hose out back on the lawn will do just fine. And the affirmation that I encourage you to write down and keep with you is, I walk the path of unconditional truth. Okay, I'm sorry, I did have to pause my recording there for a minute to just deal with a minor interruption. All right, so getting back into this, we're gonna unpack the tarot messages. And the way that I do this is with the Deva, in this case Taramael's energy present, I place the tarot deck upon the oracle card and I ask the Deva a question. In this case, I place the tarot deck on the oracle card and I asked Taramael 2 questions. The first question is the question I do typically ask, which is just, what is the general message that this collective needs to hear today? And then Because the guidebook did speak so directly to this, I also asked, what is it that the collective is unable or unwilling to see at this time? Because I did feel that that was a very relevant question, and one that would really be important. So we're going to unpack the general message first. When I asked this message, we got the Page of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups. These did come out together with the Page of Pentacles at the front and the Knight of Cups hidden behind it. And then I got the Ace of Swords. So the Page of Pentacles is a fresh beginning, grounded, tangible, and real. This points to something new taking root, not as a passing idea or a fantasy, but as an actual workable opportunity, something you can build with your hands and walk toward one step at a time. There's a student-like energy here too, a willingness to learn as you go, to stay curious about how this new thing unfolds rather than needing to master it right away. This is patient, practical growth. Something solid is opening for you now, and it's meant to be trusted. Behind the page stands the Knight of Cups. This is the energy of pursuing what feels true in the heart, of moving forward with romance, feeling, and imagination rather than cold calculation. Where the page is patient and grounded, the Knight brings the movement, a gentle sense of quest, following what stirs something in you emotionally rather than only what makes logical sense. Together, these two are telling you this new beginning is not meant to be approached with the mind alone. Let your heart lead the way you walk toward, even while your hands stay busy doing the practical, grounded work of building it. Then comes the Ace of Swords, clean, sharp, and unmistakable. This is the gift of pure clarity. Where the Page and Knight speak to patient growth and heart-led movement, the Ace of Swords cuts straight through anything foggy standing in the way. It's a release from confusion, a clean mental yes. Aces in the tarot are pure potential, a seed of new energy in its rawest form. And this one arrives specifically as a breakthrough thinking, a moment of truth that slices through hesitation. Whatever uncertainty has been circling your decisions, this ace tells you the clarity you need to move forward is already here. It's within you. You don't need to keep waiting for more proof, more signs, or more certainty. It's here. So this first trio together paints a full picture. A real and grounded new beginning is opening for you, one that asks for patience as much as passion. Walk it with your heart leading the way. Keep your hands willing to do the steady work and trust the clarity that has already been handed to you to take that first step. Now for the second part here, this is what the collective is unable or unwilling to see at this time. The first two cards arrived again as a pair. We had the Page of Cups on top of the King of Wands. And then this also came out as a pair. We had the Four of Pentacles reversed with the King of Swords reversed. So for the first two cards here, we have the Page of Cups with the King of Wands reversed stuck behind it. The Page of Cups is gentle, intuitive, and imaginative. This card points to something wanting to or already beginning to arrive. A fresh idea, an intuitive spark, or a piece of guidance surfacing from somewhere beyond the rational mind. There's a quality of curiosity here too, a willingness to sit with something new without needing to have it all figured out yet, to simply follow where it leads. And underneath all of this is an invitation to show up a little more authentically, to let this new inspiration be seen plainly without polishing it first. And I think that this ties back into this message here. However, behind the page sits the King of Wands reversed. This is like a fire turned inward, leadership blocked, energy showing up as impatience or a need for control. So what looks open and curious on the surface may actually be covering something more forceful underneath. A need to control the outcome of this new inspiration, or like how you've perceived while exploring it, or how you're perceived while exploring it, or both, before you're even ready to admit that that need is there. This is the ego at work, wanting to manage how this new spark actually unfolds or how it looks to the others once it's out in the world. The inspiration itself is real and welcome, but there's a part of the ego that doesn't trust it to arrive on its own terms, so it quietly steps in to steer things. The outcome, the image, or both. Rather than letting the curiosity stay open-ended and unguarded, it's a protective move. The ego doesn't want this new opening to go wrong or be misread, so it grips the wheel, even while the surface still looks curious and receptive. Then we have the Four of Pentacles reversed with the King of Swords reversed behind it. The Four of Pentacles reversed is release. So this builds on this. The Four of Pentacles is the ego's tight hold that may want to loosen. The need to manage the outcome or manage perception is beginning to soften. So you may be starting to sense how that grip has actually been what's been keeping your inspiration from moving freely in the first place. But we have the King of Swords reversed, sitting right behind it, asking for caution. Now, upright, the King of Swords is clear, discerning judgment. But reverse, that clarity gets clouded, decisions made from fog rather than truth. So, as the grip does start to release, there's a real risk of swinging hard in the other direction instead of finding the target, which is the middle ground. This might look like abandoning all structure or discernment in the name of just letting go, when what's actually needed is a conscious, clear-eyed release rather than an impulsive one. The ego isn't only protecting the shadow of needing control, it's also protecting you from seeing that the release from that control could be just as unconscious as the gripping was, if discernment isn't brought into it, that is. The invitation isn't simply to let go of the wheel, it's to let go with your eyes open so this release becomes real growth rather than the same blind spot wearing a different face. Now, if we take these two messages together, I believe they form one complete picture. And that's Taramael's own medicine of true self-reflection. It's really the bridge between them. The first message is genuinely good news. A real, grounded new beginning is opening for you, one worth trusting. It asks you to lead with your heart, to stay patient as you build with your hands, and it hands you the clarity needed to take that first step with confidence. This part is not in question. The opportunity is real and it's here. But the second message shows us what stands between you and that opportunity actually taking root. Underneath a soft, curious opening, a new inspiration wanting to arrive, sits the ego, quietly trying to control how that inspiration unfolds or how it's perceived by others. And as that grip begins to loosen, there's a risk of swinging too far in the other direction, releasing without discernment rather than releasing with clarity. This is exactly the work Obsidian exists for. The gift is the willingness to look directly at the shadow without flinching. Not to fix it before you're ready, but simply to see it. Because the new beginning promised in the first message cannot fully take root while the ego is still gripping the wheel behind the scenes. The grounded opportunity, the heart-led path, the clarity already given to you, all of it is available right now. But walking into it fully asks you to notice where you're still trying to control the outcome or control how you look while you do it, and to release that grip consciously rather than unconsciously. So the invitation today is layered. Trust the beginning that's opening for you, and at the same time be willing to turn towards what's been kept just out of view. When the grip is finally released with discernment rather than fear, that grounded new beginning isn't just possible, it becomes inevitable. Okay, before we close, I'd like you to take one deep, full breath with me. Really let that breath fill you up. And as you exhale, just let whatever resonated in today's message start to settle. You don't need to do anything with it right now. Just let yourself acknowledge what landed. Take one more breath if you need it. Feel your feet or wherever you're seated, where you're connected to the ground beneath you. You're safe here. You're supported. And whatever part of this message is yours to carry forward, trust that it will stay with you exactly as long as you need it to. Now, I invite you to close our space together. And if you feel called to do so, please repeat after me, out loud or in your mind. I give thanks to Taramael. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for the wisdom. And thank you for the love carried through this transmission. I give thanks to my guides and guardians for holding my field throughout this receiving. And above all, I give thanks to the divine source creator. I call back all of my energy, cleansed, renewed, and fully my own. I close my energetic field with love, with gratitude, and with grace. I take from this message only that which serves my highest good, and I release the rest with love. And so it is. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. And until next time, be well, be held, and trust the path that's unfolding for you.